It all starts with a scream. Not a whisper, not a quiet complaint, but a roar that tears through the heart of a frozen city. This scream is Kaveh. Imagine it for a moment. A land that has forgotten the warmth of the sun. People with bowed heads. Iran under 1,000 years of Zahak's rule. The air heavy, full of sadness. The silent prayers of mothers. The silent prayers of fathers. Every sunrise brought a wave of terror, a knot in the stomach of every family. Hope had become a dangerous luxury, a memory of a time when kings were protectors. This isn't just an old story, it's a mirror. Grandeur under the shadow of fear. Children's laughter was silenced. Markets that were once full of life and trade fell quiet. Now, deals are made in the shadows. Eyes dart around nervously. No one dares to speak. The kingdom held hostage by a two-headed darkness, a monster always hungry and demanding. But the land was waiting for spark, the daily life of ghosts, taxes, obedience to monstrous laws, and the ultimate sacrifice. But beneath it all, the fire was kindling, the collective pain of a nation, waiting for a voice, a brave act. The voice came from the most unexpected place. Not a prince in a castle, not a general with a secret army. From a simple man, a blacksmith. Kaveh's scream, the voice of everyone. The breaking point, tolerance is no longer an option. Fighting becomes the only way to live. He wasn't born a monster. He was once a prince who was tricked by a demon, disguised as a loyal chef. After a false kiss, 2 black snakes sprouted from his shoulders, a curse with an eternal hunger. And this hunger was appeased by human brain, the daily harvest of the nation's youth. Zahak is the embodiment of oppression, fed by fear, power completely corrupt. Then Kaveh. Not a king, not a prince, not a noble. He is a blacksmith, a man of the people, strong, with arms shaped by hammer and anvil, and a face etched with hard work and deep sorrow. A family man, his identity tied to his children, loving their future. A representative of ordinary people, the backbone of the nation's poor. Not seeking power or glory, only work, peace, and watching his children grow up. His rebellion is not from ambition, it's from a father's broken heart. A symbol of righteous anger against injustice. And finally, for Aden, a spark of hope in the deepest darkness, of legitimate lineage, born and hidden, first in a green pasture, under the care of Balmaya, then on a high mountain, the promise of a new dawn. He grew in power and wisdom, chosen and rightful heir. The people await the moment to reclaim the future. Zahak, the self-devouring tyrant. Kaveh, the spirit of rebellion. Fereydun, the rightful leader and hope. When rightful leadership unites with the will of the people, balance and justice return. This is the dance of despair, defiance, and destiny. A reminder that against a seemingly all-powerful tyrant, a father's scream and the emergence of a hero can change history. Imagine waking up every morning with a terrible thought. Is it my child's turn today? This was the reality for people under Zahak's rule. 2 ever-present snakes with an insatiable hunger. Every day, 2 young people, not for a crime, not for war, only to feed the snakes. They were the only food that calmed the monster. This was not a tribute. It was the systematic destruction of the future, one family at a time. The kingdom was losing its life force. The air in the city and villages was heavy. The silent tears of mothers, the hard, helpless gaze of fathers, every knock on the door, a wave of terror. The king's law of hunger was absolute. There was no room for appeal. People with empty hearts, despair took their breath away. Inescapable injustice kills the will to fight. Against a kingdom with demonic power, resistance seemed futile, so they endured. But human endurance has its limits. A breaking point. Kaveh had lost 17 sons. Now they came for the 18th. Sorrow boiled over and became a volcano of rage. The scene is Zahak's court. Kaveh enters, not to beg, a storm of righteous anger. I am Kaveh, a blacksmith, a simple man, seeking justice. His roar shakes the foundations of the palace. Everyone sees what they hadn't seen for centuries. Fearless defiance against the tyrant. Zahak tries to calm him, frees his son and offers a scroll to sign. The ultimate insult. He tears the scroll and leaves. In the market, his defiance becomes a public call. He needs a symbol. He has no silk flag, but he has something that is his own, his blacksmith's apron. He raises it on a spear, the first flag of revolution, the Drafsh Kaviani, the flag of the working man, a united voice against oppression. Kaveh moves forward. The people respond. The spark turns into a flame. They come out of their homes and workshops. Fear melts in the warmth of courage. In his apron, they see their own struggles, pain, and hope. The masses have found their flag and voice. The uprising begins, with a blacksmith and collective will. The key to victory is forged in solitude. Fereydun, raised from childhood for this destiny. Kaveh mobilizes the people and entrusts the Drafsh to Fereydun. Now, the people and the fated king are united, ready for the final battle. The march to Zahak's palace was a war for freedom. Fereydun led. The Drafsh held high. Cities opened their gates. Some of Zahak's soldiers laid down their arms and joined. They reached the palace with little resistance. Zahak was absent, seeking magic for salvation. Fereydun enters, corrupt luxury, next to instruments of torture. He frees the captives, including the 2 sisters of the old king. He sits on the ancestral throne, a symbol of the return of order. Zahak attacks with malice, a dagger in hand. Fereydun brings down his mace. Soroush commands, "Do not kill. Bind him." Zahak was taken to Damavand and bound in a deep cave. The long night ended. The sun rose again. With Zahak imprisoned and Fereydun enthroned, the air of fear turned to celebration. The Drafsh Kaviani, adorned with jewels, became the official flag. A testament that true power lies in the courage of the people, not in crowns. The legend of Kaveh was whispered from generation to generation. One person's cry for justice can awaken a nation. When people unite and are led with virtue, demons are bound and a new dawn is embraced.